Hi, friends. I'm Laura. This is Baker Drinks.
And I'm Troy. Maybe you've heard her mention me.
Today, we're celebrating.
What are we celebrating?
I'm at 500 subscribers, 50,000 views, 2,000 watch hours, and I'm almost at 100 videos. Woo!
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's why we're celebrating. Got my party shirt on. Let's get smashed.
Well, let me get some booze.
We thought about doing a live stream, and I don't know that my internet can handle it. Also, I don't know that my house is quiet enough most of the time to do it. We've got Finnegan that likes to come in and bark at everyone that pulls by the driveway, or a bird flies by, or anything.
All right, we're going to start off with Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Store Pick from Uptown Liquor in Portland.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
That's very good.
That's very good. That's a good one to start with.
Yeah. So do you want to just get right into some questions?
Might as well.
All right. Well, I put together a few questions, kind of interview format, so the whole world can get to know who Laura from Baker Drinks is. So we'll start off with an easy one. Tell us a little about yourself. Who is Laura from Baker Drinks?
Well,
Put you right on the spot.
People think that's an easy question to explain who you are. I don't know that it is, but I guess normal things. I am a registered nurse. I work in an operating room during the day, and when I'm not drinking whiskey, I like
Hopefully you're not drinking whiskey during the operating.
I like to golf. I like to garden. I have a daughter, a fat dog.
And a fat husband.
Stop. And I like to drink whiskey. People think I'm crazy at work when I tell them about my collection. They only know a little bit about it. None of them know I have a channel. So they all think I'm quiet and would never think of me as someone that would want to sit in front of a camera and talk about anything.
And if they knew you had 400 bottles of whiskey, they might try an intervention.
Probably. They make jokes about it.
All right. Let's get on to question number 2. What brought you to this place? Tell us a little bit about your whiskey journey and why you started a YouTube channel.
Well, I think mine started about when lots of other people started during COVID. We've drank whiskey plenty of times, but that was like Jameson and ginger or whiskey sevens or whatever mixed.
Sure.
Cheap something mixed. But then during COVID, I was laid off. I know I'm a nurse. Sounds weird, but operating rooms were closed, so I was laid off. And I sat at home and I drank alcohol and I watched YouTube. And I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. Why not?
I could do this too, right?
So we started trying things neat and trying all kinds of different stuff. And then, we had talked about, well, I think I could do that. And then I just did it one day. I didn't tell anyone. I did a couple videos before even he knew.
It was probably more than a month and 4 or 5 videos into it before I found out about it.
So it was just kind of a let me try it out kind of thing. And here we are.
All right. What was your first bottle that you bought specifically for sipping neat?
I think it was Woodford Reserve, just the normal 80 proof, 90 proof, 90 proof.
I think it's like 90.4 or something like that.
I should know. I just did a video with it. Maybe 94. I don't know. It's 90 something proof. And I think we had heard that it's a good one to start with, and it was easy to find. So
it's a solid choice for beginners. I love that Brown-Forman profile. What was your first allocated bottle?
So people are probably going to be upset about this one, but it was Blanton's. We have not had trouble finding Blanton's like other people have. I guess we've been lucky. Oregon posts when they have bottles. It's on their website. You can look, and we live. We're in an interesting area near Oregon in Washington, so we get different states, and we were able to buy them, and we actually got a couple. I think we may have 4 of them now.
4 or 5.
But we've given them away as
We've given
gifts,
some away as
so.
well, yeah. Trying to chase down all the letters.
I know I can buy the letters, but it's more fun to get them myself.
Yeah, definitely. So, you claim to be a Jack girl.
Obviously.
As obviously you wanted to start with a Jack Daniels pour. What is it about the Jack Daniels that you love?
It was probably my journey into whiskey. We watched all these YouTube channels, and people were saying all these flavors they were getting, and I'm like, it smells like whiskey, tastes like whiskey. And I couldn't get all those notes that everyone was getting. And then Jack Daniels single barrel proof was, just like overpowering, different than everything else. I got peanut taste for the first time, which was amazing, and I was so excited. I was like, I taste peanut butter in this. I got really excited. And then it was the first like crazy high proof that we had, so it was, had that mouthfeel. And then bananas. It's the first thing I got bananas in. So it's just, there's so many. I think whiskey in general, and drinking in general, it's about the experiences and the memories and how you enjoy them, not so much about what's in the glass. And so I guess I just have more of those kind of memories and enjoyments with Jack Daniels.
Solid answer. So,
can we get another pour before we move on to the next question? I think I'm going to eat a little snack here, get some peanuts, some.
Speaking of that banana profile, we've got us an Old Forester single barrel. This is from McCollum and Sons in Tacoma. Great store if you're ever in that area. Check them out. It's one of those stores that's kind of geared towards whiskey enthusiasts. They don't really have bottom or mid shelves. They just kind of have hitters. And they're decently priced.
And you would know as soon as you walk in the store, I almost felt like I should have been dressed up when I went there. It was very bougie looking. It's very clean, wide open. It's just this huge room with one wall has bottles on it that like go way up in the air. They have to get a ladder to get them down. And then another wall on the other side. But otherwise, huge open room. I think they have events there or something.
The guy that was actually running it was in a suit. And I felt like we were in the wrong place when we walked in the door. Or maybe we needed an appointment to be there. But he was really cool. He helped us out a lot. We got a couple good store picks in there. Cheers.
Mm.
I can't talk. That's
perfect. You can't ask me more questions. I could just enjoy some whiskey.
That's a good step up in proof.
Whew.
All right, next question. So you got about 400 bottles of whiskeys in here.
So you claim.
I've counted them.
I refuse to count.
You don't want to know how bad it is.
I don't want to know.
If the house were to catch on fire and you only had time to grab 5 of these bottles before you ran out the door, what 5 would it be?
Well, so I am a nurse and I can handle emergencies when it has to do with someone else. If it has to do with myself, I'm going to panic. And if I'm lucky, I'll get bottles out the door. Most likely, if I were to even think about whiskey when there's a fire, I'd probably get the closest stuff to the door. So that would be these bottles over here. So I guess that's a good place for them to be, because it'd be George T. Stagg, Thomas Handy, and some Pappy. So I guess that's what I'd get, but only because of the location. I'm not like, oh my gosh, there's a fire. I can only grab a couple bottles. Let me dig through them and find the right ones. I'm more of a save myself, but maybe I'll grab a couple of the good ones and they're close.
So nothing sentimental, just the closest to the door.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But those are good bottles too. It's strategically placed. I mean, I didn't plan it that way, but it was good planning by whoever did that.
All right. So a while back, you put out a video, the infamous 5 bottles according to Reddit video, where all 5 of your bottles were Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty lighthearted. You caught some flack over it. People didn't realize it was a joke. So I assume it's not your real list. Just right on the spot, real quick, what do you suppose your real list would be?
I mean, honestly, I think that whole Reddit list is a joke.
Which is why you did what you did. Which is
why I did a thing like my Jack Daniels. I mean, I get it for some people. Maybe it makes sense to them to be like, what do I want for a mixer? What do I want? I mean, we don't even have just one mixer bottle. We have like 5 mixer bottles, at least.
Well, after your cheap cocktail series, we've got about 10.
Well, that too. But I mean, I have a collection of, he says, 400 whiskeys, and and I don't know how you would pick 5 out of that, especially since we're always buying more. I mean, I like, what I like about whiskey is the memories from it and the crazy differences. So, I mean, if I had to pick something, it'd be like 1 rye, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch,
1 beer.
And I don't think that I could ever pick that kind of a thing.
That's fair. So what's your favorite distillery other than Jack Daniels?
Oh, jeez. That is a tough question. Well, I mean, who doesn't love Buffalo Trace?
I'm going to catch some hell over that.
I get it. It's allocated and whatever, but I like that fruity profile. Maybe it's because of, like, I like Jack Daniels because of my memory of tasting peanuts for the first time. I like Buffalo Trace because I can usually pick up that it's a Buffalo Trace product on the nose. It doesn't matter what the bottle is. They smell so similar on the nose, or they have this certain note that other companies don't have, and I'm like, oh, that's Buffalo Trace. So maybe that's why I like it. I don't know.
You have a favorite bottle from Buffalo Trace?
Well, looking at this line here, it's probably one of those. I guess, I mean, no one would hate if I said George T. Stagg.
No one would hate except those people that can't find it. Seeing 2 of them up there.
I mean, I love all the E.H. Taylors. Those are more attainable for unattainable bottles.
All right.
Hold on. We gotta celebrate some too. We can't just be like, interview. I'm sweating here.
I'm ready.
I mean, this is like a marathon interview.
Well, you have fans. Apparently 500 of them. They want to know who you are.
Ooh, that was a big sip.
All right, we're going to switch it up to a rye.
Ooh, still high proof though.
We're going to go with a rare character rye. This is a single barrel from Hollywood Beverage in Portland, Oregon. 122.22 proof, 6 years, 7 months.
Yeah.
And it is a 95.5 Kentucky rye. If you've never had one, I highly recommend you seek one out, because these Kentucky ryes just hit different than like an MGP 95.5.
Which are also pretty good. But if you like ryes, that's a good one.
Yeah. Cheers.
Mm.
Wow. All right. So let's get back to why we're here. Tell us what this 500 subscriber milestone means to you.
Well, it means that someone actually wants to watch what I put out. um, so, my first video I put out, I said I was reviewing a bottle so that I wasn't drinking alone. And so I did a little review of Widow Jane Maple. Was that what it's called? Decadence.
Decadence.
And I think I was going to a family Thanksgiving. I was going to Thanksgiving with my family, and I was like, I could use a drink before I go. I hope they're not watching.
They're not.
Anyway, and he must have been at work, so I didn't want to just drink alone, so I said I was reviewing a bottle of whiskey, and I put it out. So now I actually feel like people are watching, and it's fun to meet new people and comment with them and get to know other channels and get to know people that watch my channels and seeing them on other channels. It's just, I don't know, it's just a more fun community than I thought it would be. I don't know what I expected at all, but I guess not this.
Yeah, and you're starting to make friends with other channels. You've sent samples to a couple of them. We've met up with the Bourbon Van, Bourbon School. You've sent samples to Bourbon Note. Both channels you should check out and subscribe to if you haven't already.
It's a good entertainment for myself as well as hopefully for you guys. I enjoy making them most of the time.
Sometimes it feels like a second job.
Sometimes it feels like a second job that I don't get paid for, but that's okay, because in the big scheme of it, I do enjoy it, and I enjoy the people that I'm meeting along the way, and I'm enjoying learning from other people as well as learning myself. I try to do a little bit of research for my videos. I have to admit, I'm not someone that talks a lot. I don't know if you can tell by how long my videos are, but I also forget. Like, I have this big plan. I plan it all out. I'm gonna say all these things. I'm gonna mention all this stuff that I researched, and then I go to film it and I forget 90% of what I was going to talk about. And then I go to edit and I'm like, oh, dang it, I forgot all this stuff. Occasionally I refilm it because it's like, okay, that was important. I should have put that in my video, but I try not to refilm. I just want to, this is not a job. Obviously I don't get paid for it, so
Sometimes
it can't be a job,
like one.
but I just kind of, I want to make good videos, even if they're, slightly below mediocre at the moment.
I know your least favorite thing is when you get home from work and you sit down and I'm like, okay, what are you posting? You got anything ready to go? You need to go edit?
Oh, okay. So I definitely call him my manager because that is frequently what happens. I work 10-hour shifts, and so, it's busy taking care of people, working in the OR. Some people would call it high stress, but normally, on a normal day, it is not a high stress job. It's just a demanding job. And so then after 10 hours of that, I come home and I'm like, I just want to put my feet up, not do a whole lot, maybe drink a little whiskey, but maybe not do a whole lot after that. And he's like, well, you haven't filmed anything and you're supposed to have a video posted today. So
You're
what
welcome.
are you filming and what are you posting? And you got to edit it. So the fact that this channel has gotten to this point is probably thanks to him, because I would not.
All her. She's the
as
talent.
much if it weren't for him.
You ready for another drink yet? No,
Well,
you got a little bit more in there.
hold on. Hold on. Let me get to it.
Okay. You said you wanted to celebrate.
I do want to celebrate, and I feel like I'm celebrating. I'm having a good time. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am.
All 10 of you.
Maybe 5. I don't know. That's okay. These single barrels, though, are so good.
It's no joke. If you have not had a rare character 95.5 Kentucky Rye, find one.
Mm.
They're so good.
Yeah, we have 2. One of them was a store pick, and one of them was from ADHD whiskey. We have a lot of his
ADHD fishing.
Oh yeah, the thing on it is ADHD fishing because he had a fishing channel before. But we seem to gravitate towards the single barrels, the picks more because they're just. I mean, most of them. I would say that I've had a few that I'm like, that is not as good as the normal bottle, but a lot of these picks are so good.
So when you get 400 bottles of whiskey, it's not about going out and finding a new bottle to put on your shelf. It's more you want a unique flavor. You know, there's all these bourbons and ryes out there, and most of them are pretty similar. You know, you hear these whiskey tube people talk about their notes. You know, it's vanilla, it's caramel, it's oak, it's burnt sugar, blah, blah, blah. So we've started to gravitate more towards the single barrels, like she said, just because they're off profile from what you would normally get. They're unique. Find a channel that you like. Watch them for a while. Make sure that you have, cheers. Make sure you have agreed with a lot of what they said that you like as well. So you trust what they're saying with their tasting notes and start getting some of their single barrels. It helps them out and you get some great bottles in the meantime. So we're drinking the Foregate here. This is the batch 27, the split stave rye. It's super good. I think what Foregate does is they have a charred barrel and a toasted barrel, and then they take them apart and reassemble them. So every other stave is charred, toasted, and then they age it in that for a while.
And it has a unique flavor because of that. But I'm just gonna, go off of what he was talking about. Those whiskey channels. I mean, everyone has a different opinion on whiskey, so it really doesn't matter if I say I like a bottle or I don't like a bottle. Or anyone else, if they say they like a bottle or they don't like a bottle, because chances are they don't like the same things that you like. I don't like the same things you like. I don't like the same bottles he likes. I mean, they're like the Amberana finish. He loves, and I just kind of like. I want to like. I think that's more it. I think I want to like Amberana. I just can't get there yet. Maybe I will. Along this whiskey journey, that's kind of what's been going on. Like, I didn't like whiskey straight at first. Somehow we forced ourselves to do it. I don't know how you force yourself to keep drinking something you don't enjoy. I'm not really sure how that happened, but it did happen. We wanted to be cool. I don't know. What was the reason? Why did we decide we wanted to do it when we were like, no, we don't like that?
I don't know. I think honestly, I think it was out of laziness. Who wants to get up and make another drink? Not me. Okay, I'm just pouring it in the glass.
He says that, but we drank like whiskey Coke and whiskey Sprite and whiskey ginger ale. And if we were really feeling fancy, it was like a whiskey ginger beer with a little lime juice. None of those are difficult.
Not the fresh squeezed lime. The little plastic lime ball that sits in the fridge. Occasionally
we had limes. Not very often, because those go bad if you don't use them.
We're high class.
But I really can't remember what caused me to be like, I want to drink whiskey straight. I'm gonna be that person that drinks whiskey straight.
When we started, I said I would never drink it neat. I wanted it on the rocks.
Chocolate over me.
Like Woodford Reserve on the rocks. That was my thing. And then all of a sudden I couldn't handle the rocks anymore. And then we're in the
I think I
barrel.
started drinking it straight before you.
Oh, you definitely did. Yeah.
I'm manned up. I don't know. But I think I was going somewhere with that story before I got sidetracked. I am very easily distracted.
She saw a squirrel.
If you haven't noticed by anything on my channel, I lose my thought process. But I guess maybe if it's only a 2-minute video, I don't lose that and I can stay on topic. But oh my gosh, I don't even think I've taken a sip yet. What are we doing? Oh yeah, I have.
4 I poured like half an ounce in there.
But what was I talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, I was talking about I want to like Amberana. And so, like, I don't know.
We went way down the rabbit hole.
But, but what I was getting at is I didn't like whiskey straight when I started to try it. And now I love it. I hated rye the first time I tried it.
Oh my God, it tasted like
toothpaste.
toothpaste.
Like toothpaste. I was like, who wants to drink this? And actually, when I say rye, we're talking. This wasn't even a rye. This was a bourbon. It was
high rye bourbon.
It was our first high rye bourbon was.
I think it was 4 Roses.
4 Roses.
Small batch select.
Small batch select. So the bottle was fancy. It didn't look like their cheaper one. It was
Crest toothpaste.
And yeah, the first time we tried it, it was like toothpaste, and I mean, I forced myself to drink it because I'm not going to dump it down the drain because that's a waste of money, but I hated it. I was like, this bottle is never going to be empty. And then we got Whistle Pig, which is a wild bottle to try to enjoy in general. Like it's not like the other ryes either. It's hayfield. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's
if you know, then you know.
Yeah, exactly. And but now I love rye. So it's like it's this weird cycle of I hate this stuff. I'll never drink it. And then it's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. How did I never like it? So your taste buds change if you force yourself to do it.
The same thing happened with
peat.
Single malts.
Okay, well, first single malts and also peat. So not this previous Christmas, but the Christmas before, so like a year and a half ago, I bought the Johnny Walker set.
The Advent.
The little bottles, and it was like red, black. I don't know Johnny Walker that well, but it had like all of them in there up to the blue little bottles. And I was like, I'm going to try to get myself to like some of these, or I'm going to try them, because the few peated whiskeys I'd had, it was just like, I couldn't figure out why people liked them, because it would touch my tongue and my whole tongue would go numb. And it's like, okay, now what? Like, I don't taste anything. What's the point of this? Like, it was kind of wild that it would do that. But I was like, do you actually enjoy the taste? What is the taste? I don't even know. It's just like, oh, there's peat in that. My tongue's numb. I can't taste anything. And
psychological.
No, it was not psychological, because you wouldn't even tell me what I was drinking, and I would do that, and it would be like, I can't enjoy this. And so I got that Johnny Walker set. Now I'm knowing that Johnny Walker is very lightly peated. It is like not peated at all.
It's more like ashy.
And but at the time I was like, I'm gonna get myself to like these, and we poured all of them in glasses, and we shared it with 3 people, 4 people.
It was 3 of us.
Anyway, there was 3 of us, I guess.
The little 50 ml bottles.
and I took one little sip of each. I couldn't tell the difference between any of them. I hated them all. And I was like, I will never drink this stuff. This stuff is disgusting. Why does anyone drink it? And then recently I tried a Johnny Walker, and I didn't even know it was peated. So I don't, this whole journey is wild, because now I like peated stuff. My tongue doesn't go numb. So that's also weird that sensation is gone. I have less since maybe I'm like, I've burnt off my taste buds or something. I can no longer get these notes. Or it's just you're more sensitive when you're new to it. But like this journey has been like, I hate that, I'll never drink it. Oh, I like that. Oh, I hate that, I'll never drink it. Oh, I like that. And I mean, I don't know what's left now. I've gone down that rabbit hole of everything, other than I have a very small collection of Scotch whiskeys, and I am really trying not to buy more. Like, I am really trying to stop spending money, mostly because I like the job I'm at, but if I stay there, I have to take this huge pay cut because I take contracts and I sell myself out to people for the highest amount of money, I guess, for my job. And so I take a lot of jobs that are absolutely bad, but I actually like the one I'm at now. And to stay there, I have to take this huge pay cut. So then I, can't afford to do all this anymore. But, sometimes that's how life is. Happiness is more important than money sometimes. Sometimes money gets you happy. Sometimes happiness, you make the trade-off. I don't know. But where were we going with this?
I don't know. You got a lot of whiskey left in that glass still.
It's just a sip. It's just a sip. I'm a lightweight, if you guys didn't know that. I know I usually only take a sip.
Frank the Tank.
When I was in college, my friends called me Frank the Tank because I could outdrink any of them. And this was when I was in ROTC, so all these people went into the army, and supposedly military people drink a lot. That's what they say. I mean, I don't know for sure because I never actually went into the military. I got out of it. But they call me Frank the Tank. Now, lightweight. Lightweight Laura. Can't handle her alcohol. I have all this alcohol, but I can only drink it in very small amounts because I will get a hangover off the tiniest amount. So someone, please tell me, that is not sponsored by Z-Biotics or any other, none of these companies that are paying you, do any of them actually work? Because I got to know, but I just don't trust someone that's saying that it works on someone that's paying them. I mean, I'd love to trust all these people, but they're getting paid to say that it works, so someone
doesn't work.
It probably doesn't work. That's what I'm saying. They're expensive. So someone that's not getting paid by one of these companies, please tell me what you do to prevent hangovers, because I get really bad hangovers.
All right. So we're moving on to the next bottle. Little E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. This is 65.15%. I think this is from 2021 release.
Oh, this is one of those build your relationship things that people tell you about.
No, this one actually was a Total Wine Lottery win. Our first win.
Oh, okay. Here's the next bottle we got.
The 2022 was the Build the Relationship.
But let me tell you about that build the relationship thing.
Build the relationship.
So let me get a little alcohol on me before I really go into this story.
Hot take. In 3, 2, 1.
I'll let him drink it. I'm gonna rant a little bit. So he's laughing because he knows where it's going. We believed all these people that are like, build your relationships, you'll get all these good bottles, you'll have this opportunity to get all these good bottles. And we did. We built a relationship with this There's only 2 liquor stores in town, and they're owned by the same people. So, there's not a lot of options for building the relationship. We built the relationship. We bought all these bottles out of their glass case that were overpriced, and we brought them samples, and we legit built a relationship with the owner.
We went the extra mile.
He's a good guy. We like him. But then we noticed the more bottles we bought, the higher they raised their prices. So we may have screwed the whole community, it seems like, because maybe no one was buying those bottles. And we started buying them for extra. I live in Washington. I can find any bottle you can think of on a shelf somewhere. The problem is I don't have the kind of money it takes to buy all those bottles.
These bottles are priced to continue sitting on that shelf. Nobody's buying them.
And then on top of that, I believe we have the highest tax on alcohol in the U.S. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the highest tax. It is very high. So no control on liquor prices. They can do whatever they want with them. No, and then the highest tax on top of that. So we built this relationship. We had a great time. We got some great bottles from him. We got the Coy Hill for like $90 or something.
Ridiculously cheap.
It was good. And it was basically about that point on that he like realized that maybe he wasn't charging as much as he could to make the most money.
I think he did an internet search and found, there's a secondary market out there that says I could charge $900 for Coy Hill.
Yeah. So after that bottle, we have not. I would say that's about the turning point of our good bottles that we purchased from him. And now he's not the owner. His aunt, I think it's his aunt, relatives. Anyway, they're relatives. None of them drink alcohol. They don't know what is good and what's not good. So the prices are wild in there anyway.
They own multiple businesses in town. They have a Minute Mart, a gas station, 2 liquor stores.
Probably more.
It's just an investment to them. They know nothing about the alcohol they're selling. It's just for money.
Yeah. So the building a relationship kind of backfired on us because it made them raise their prices, and then that guy actually went and started working at the gas station. He started managing that instead of the liquor store, and his aunt is not a friendly lady. She's like, you just are like, hey, can I talk to you about this bottle? And she's like, the price is the price, So we don't shop there anymore, and that's fine. If anyone is really desperate to get a Stag Junior and they'll pay whatever, I can tell you where to get one because there are 12 bottles sitting on their shelf for like $360 or something stupid like that. Yeah. But tell them about the most ridiculous one in the case.
Evan Williams,
1783,
half gallon or handle, depending on which generation you're from.
1.75 liter, whatever. I call it a handle, but other people.
It's like a $30 bottle. They've got it in their glass case for $154.
Welcome to Washington.
And it's going to sit there forever.
If you are a bourbon hunter, I do not recommend Washington as a place that you come for bourbon hunting because
you'll see
anything you want to see.
You'll see every bottle you ever wanted to see. You just can't afford it.
Unless you can. If you got the FU money, then I guess come to Washington because
good on you.
Lucky you, and come to Washington, you'll find it. But if you're a normal person and you want to get into whiskey, Washington's probably not the best place to be. We have found that Washington, we can find bottles. They're overpriced. Occasionally they're like, we find it reasonable, the price, but it's overpriced. So we'll buy them. But we also are in southwest Washington. So we're close to the border. And
right on the Columbia River.
And so
Oregon is our neighbor.
Going to Oregon is not a big deal. And they're a liquor controlled state. So we're able to look on their website, see what they have, and then show up at these liquor stores at opening and pick up bottles for MSRP occasionally. I mean, sometimes we can't. Liquor control, I mean, there's issues with both. So liquor...
It's just as big of a scam. The website will say they have 6 of these bottles, and you get there and they're like, nope, we don't have any.
Which the website's not lying, but they don't have to sell it to you.
It's updated every 24 hours.
They don't have to sell it to you, so they may have the bottle, but they're saving it for a bar or their favorite person or whatever.
Restaurants and bars mostly.
Yeah, that's mostly it. So there are some places that they legit only sell their good bottles to bars. I don't know. Liquor control has their thing. Washington has their thing. Neither one's perfect. I don't know what the solution is, but...
The solution is for you to be, a good steward of your money and only spend what you feel is reasonable for a bottle.
There's that.
You know, some of these bottles you spend a little more for. Some of them you get at MSRP. You know, find what works for you and stick to that. These bottles aren't worth going outside of your budget. Don't miss your mortgage payment or your rent payment to buy a bottle of booze.
Well, yeah, of course.
But, you know, if you can afford to pay a little bit more for a bottle and you've only ever seen it once and this is the price, you got a decision to make. Is it worth it to me? I've only seen it once this time and I'm never going to see it again. Maybe you pull the trigger, maybe you don't. Everybody's different.
Yeah, we end up getting a lot of stuff online because this sounds crazy, but buying from those like resale websites that they mark up the price a little bit, but it's not crazy, is actually cheaper than buying it here.
Yeah. I mean, consider your time as well. How much time are you on the road or standing in a line hunting for a bottle of booze? I mean,
well, that's true, because honestly, for us to even like get to a store that's like decent, it's usually at least a 40-minute drive. So when I add in all the gas money we spend like going on these hunts or whatever, I mean, it's
money.
Gas and time. You know, you have 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. You know, it's a decent amount. And I talk too much. I think that's it. I think I just talk too much.
That's the point.
Which is the first time that I have ever said that in my life, I think.
You're Laura from Baker Drinks. I'm just here to support you. I let you do all the talking. In fact,
my last shift at work, they were training me to do something that I've never done before. And they made a joke about it because they're like, because it's a lot of talking, this thing that they were training me to do. And they're like, I know you don't like talking. And so I may come across, I mean, I am a happy, bubbly person anyway, but I'm quiet, I guess. You'd agree?
You're the introvert, for sure.
Unless there's a little whiskey involved.
I mean, there are other whiskey channels on YouTube that want to reach out to her and get her to do stuff. And she's like, I don't know.
The road required talking. I
would have to talk to them.
I am just... Anyway, people make jokes about it because I don't talk a lot. If I'm talking, it's because I'm interested in something or...
Drunk.
But which also makes me more interested in something. But in general, I am a quieter person. I'll chime in when I feel comfortable, but otherwise I listen and I judge everyone. No, just kidding. I just am just quiet.
You just lost 10 subscribers.
I know. I'm watching them. Oh, unsubscribe. I'm only at 480.
Have you even tasted that?
I don't remember. What are we drinking?
This is the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof.
I think I had a sip when you first poured it.
Okay. Have another sip. I feel like...
Oh, that fruitiness. That Buffalo Trace fruitiness is so good.
Honestly, with this one, I feel like it's a whiskey-soaked piece of charcoal. And like I put it in my mouth and I can suck all the whiskey out of it. In a good way.
I don't know that I can get that.
There's a ton of char in this guy.
I don't know that I get that. It's because I get that Buffalo Trace note.
Yeah.
It is so pronounced to me. I know it's not for you, but for me, it's just like so much red, fruity. And that's a weird thing to say, red, fruity. It's not cherry.
Like a red apple?
It's not. I could be a red apple mixed with like a berry, like a strawberry.
I don't know. It's more like a red Twizzler to me. Not a red vine, a Twizzler.
haven't had a Twizzler in a long time.
Because it's red and it's fruity.
But it could be that.
You can't really describe the fruit.
It could be that. That could be the flavor. It's not a real fruit, but it's like red and fruity.
Yeah. So I feel like we're getting a bit long-winded.
I'm going to have to do some editing.
Or not. I don't care. I'm going to grab one more bottle off the shelf. We'll pour a drink. We'll cheers. We'll say goodbye to everybody. We'll call it a day. How's that sound?
That sounds good. Did we get through everything you wanted to get through?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
So, what do you guys think about having Troy on the channel sometime? It's obviously easier for me to have someone to talk to instead of just talking to myself. So let me know if you like having another person, a little banter. I mean, I feel like that helps, but I don't know that he wants to be part of it. Don't look at his fingers.
You making fun of my fingers?
They actually look okay now. He's been off work for like 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. It's been a long time because he stuck his fingers in a jointer. If you know anything about woodworking,
I cut my fingertips off.
That's probably not something you want to do. But
it sucked. It was not fun. I don't recommend.
But if you like having him here with me, I occasionally would like to have someone to talk to. Makes it a little easier for me. If you don't like it, let me know too, and I'll just sit here by myself.
I won't be offended either way.
I will just sit here by myself and talk to myself and cheers you guys and tell you how good the whiskey is.
Happy 15.
Ooh. Tables moving.
Tables on wheels.
Tables moving. You know, I can't pick up the Buffalo Trace on the nose there.
That is a special pour.
It's just the happiness in a glass. But again, it's the memories. When we got this bottle, it was like just a celebration.
It's a celebration bottle for sure.
Like, we didn't have something we were celebrating.
We actually got it and had to wait 2 months to even open it because we were both sick every time we thought about opening it.
Yeah, we got it, and then we were going, when you get a special bottle, sometimes you want to open it at a special time. So we got it. I convinced him to spend stupid amounts of money on some bottles. And Washington. And we had it, and it sat on the shelf, and we're like, oh, we'll open it at Christmas? New Year's? We were going to open it at one of those.
We got it just after Christmas. We were going to open it on New Year's.
Okay. And then I was sick. I couldn't taste anything.
And then we're going to open it on my birthday.
We're not opening this when I can't taste anything. And then we were like, well, his birthday's in February. We're like, we planned this whole trip. We were going to go on a trip. We were just going to drink whiskey and relax and do nothing. Hot tub. Yeah, I was going to make some videos in the hot tub and all this stuff. And then he got sick. We didn't go on the trip. I paid for the trip. I didn't get the money back.
Non-refundable.
And
norovirus sucks.
We didn't get it. He was sick all the time. I sat out here by myself. I didn't get to drink any good whiskey. So then, it was months before we opened this bottle.
It's probably, we got it in December. It's probably only been opened
2 months?
Maybe 2 months, yeah.
Crazy. Because finally we're like, we're both healthy. We're opening it today. It doesn't have to be a special occasion.
Well, this is the perfect occasion.
Cheers.
Cheers, babe. I'll say goodbye to everybody.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more, celebrating with me.
If you're still here, you're awesome.
That too, because this is really long and I only do short videos. So thank you. Tell me what you're celebrating. Tell me if you want to see him on some other videos. Hopefully I want to figure it out by the time I get to 1,000 subscribers. If I ever get to 1,000 subscribers, I will do a live stream and I will celebrate with all of you guys too. I just appreciate everything, all the comments, all the subscribes, all the likes, everything on my Instagram, on my YouTube, whatever. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much.
And y'all just watched Laura go from 0 to drunk in 30 minutes.
Cheers. Have a great day.